Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show. In this episode, we're going to look at the best of the best. Who is the best of the Brisbane Broncos versus South Sydney Rabbitohs? What a clash this is going to be. Who will make it through to the next round of the top 8 of the best NRL clubs ever? So let's have a look at who would be fullback here for Brisbane Broncos versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So we've got Darren Lockyer versus Clive Churchill. Woohoo! What a way to start off. Clive Churchill, absolute gun, absolute superstar of the game. But unfortunately, I did not get to see his footy, so I had to go for Darren Lockyer on this one. But I can tell you what, Clive Churchill might change my mind if I was able to see a lot more of his footy. Now, here we go with the interesting here with the wingers, Wendell Sailor and Lottie Takiri taking on Nathan Merritt and Harold Holder. So you're talking about brute against just scoring tries. And to be honest, I went for scoring tries because at the end of the day, you score tries to win games here, and Nathan Merritt and Harold Holder did that brilliantly. But then if you look on the other side, who won the premierships? Wendell Sailor and Lottie Takiri. So there you go. Who won overall? But yeah, to me, I've gone for them. Yes, very debatable, but I've gone for the try scoring freaks over the beasts. But when they won, obviously in this other position here in centre, undoubtedly, Steve Renouf and Justin Hodges taking on Dylan Walker and Alex Johnson. So that tells you all these players they've had over this time, the Rabbitohs. Obviously, Greg Inglis would have been in the squad, but because he's already in the Melbourne squad, he's not in this one. So some people are saying maybe you should have put Greg Inglis in both of them. Yes, indeed, but would have changed the end result? We'll find out. Halves pairing. This is controversial because he didn't really play much for the Broncos, but I had to put Wally Lewis as number 6 because he would have been if he played a lot more time there. But they were playing in a different cup back then. But Wally Lewis, to me, goes in with Alan Langer in the halves. And really, when you consider Dennis Pittard and Bob Grant, who was a good player back in the day, there really isn't anyone to really put their hands up to take on these two. And the forward pack, of Shane Webcke, Petro 77, and Kerry Walters, taking on Roy Asatasi, Murray Fennick, not good, not bad at all, and Sam Burgess. But Broncos win most days of the weeks there. This is a bit more even. Gordon Tallis beats Bob McCarthy. Didn't see much of Bob McCarthy, so it makes it hard. John Sattler, from what I've seen, very good player. Brad Thorne and John Sutton and Corey Parker, very similar. But John Sutton I like better, so it's that one. Bench, these two could have easily been in the starting one. Kevin Walters and Adam Reynolds could have easily been in the starting one, and probably on rights Kevin Walters should be the number 6. But Wally Lewis was the better player, so there you go. Tony Carroll beats George Burgess, Sam Thaiday and John O'Neill. Take your pick there. And Sean Berrigan and Kevin Murray makes my team. It might be a little bit premature, but I think they will be there in the long term. So South Sydney, I thought they would have had a lot more better players, but I think more of their better players was back in the day, which most of us haven't seen, which makes it hard for us to comment. Where Broncos are more recent, maybe not for you young 25-year-olds, but anyone above 30 would remember the great Broncos team. So who were unlucky not to make the squads here? Michael Hancock, Terry Madison, Trevor Gilmeister, Gene Miles, Carmichael Hutt and Matt Gillette are just some names to put out there. They were unlucky to make the squad. On the South Sydney side, Damien Cook, Ian Muir, Isaac Luke, Michael Crocker, Ron Coote, but he's in the Dragons team, so he hasn't made this one. But even if you put Ron Coote and Greg Inglis in this team, the Broncos still win. So even if they were there, they're not going to win the game. So Brisbane Broncos won this one hands down. Now, how does South Sydney win a game here? To be honest, I think they can only win one game. I think they're a little bit better chance than a better chance obviously than not the Gold Coast team here, but then they're not much better. They will be relying on their forward pack to do the job up front. They can score plenty of points. It's just whether they can defend it. That's what they need to do. They need to defend points, which I think this team could. So they have an opportunity of winning that one game. So if we're looking at players that could potentially be in the best ever team going forward, Darren Lockyer would be in the conversation. Steve Renouf could be in the conversation. Wally Lewis, Shane Webcke, Petro Silva, Gordon Tallis. There's some very good players that could be in this list. They could make it. And on the other side, is there anyone in the Rabbitohs team that could make it? To be fair, Dinkum, no. The only player that would be even in thoughts for some people is Clive Churchill. And obviously if Greg Inglis was in this team, but he's not. So, but Clive Churchill would probably be the only player. So that shows you where they're. And some people would say Sam Burgess could be as well. So those are the players. Just giving you a tease of what is to come when we get to what is the best ever team. Doesn't mean these players are going to make the team, but it's just giving you an idea of some of the players I thought of that could potentially make the best NRL team. And I'll tell you what, he one player that probably deserves to be in there if you're looking at just on pure records is Kevin Walters. Very much one of the best records out there. And be unlucky not to make the best 17, but I mean, you got to go on who is absolutely the best players to mine. So that's probably why he won't make it. So that's just a look at the teams. Brisbane Broncos will win this clash clearly against South Sydney, which I was quite shocked about. I thought South Sydney would be a bit better team, but just overall, the Broncos had a very good team at one stage in their careers. They're not the same team now, but they're trying to build towards it, and Kevin Walters is going to do his best to try and deliver them a premiership. And really, they have a team that's close enough to winning it. They might be missing one or two more cogs to be a premiership force, but they have got a good squad for 2023, so I'd expect the Broncos to make the top 8 this season. It's up to them if they want to do that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. We will be back again with more videos like this very shortly. Remember to subscribe, smash the like button, and share the video out to everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Barry Charles is out and about and looking out on the off season before the footy returns soon.